Hello, fellow families. We are going to be talking a little bit about practicing the practice at home. And I know you maybe don't know exactly what that means, but that's what we're going to kind of be doing right now. It's Sunday. We're going to make dinner. So we have a little bit of time where we can kind of incorporate a little bit of faith formation into our routine tonight. And that helps us to kind of keep what's going on at church going here at home. Because right now, the church is going to start participating in, it's called Follow Me, and there's things that they'll be doing at church, but then there's also things that we can do at home. So it kind of extends what like the faith formation that we do when we're together with our church family at church. It extends what we learn there and what we kind of understand there here at home. We can do the same thing here. So we've got, with the new Follow Me format, at home, there's a handout that every family would get, and I printed it out for us, called Practicing the Practice at Home. And the first unit is all about hospitality. So when I ask you, what does hospitality mean? What do you think about?
Maybe like a hospital, people taking care of each other?
Oh, okay, yeah. Do you think the same thing, Koopy?
Yeah, because it says hospital.
It sounds exactly the same. Yeah. Hospitality and hospital kind of start the same. And Vivi, I heard you say something about, you said something, what do they do at a hospital? I heard you say something.
They take care of people.
Right, they take care of people. So being hospitable is kind of when you take care of people. So that's exactly kind of what I think of when I think about being or extending hospitality to people. Mostly what I think about is when we're at our house and we have friends over.
Yeah,
or
take care of them.
Right. What do we do to take care of them?
Make sure they don't get hurt.
So we tell them the rules, we give them food. A lot of time we're giving them food.
Most times they're coming over for dinner.
Right, and sometimes they bring food too. We have friends, or if there's a new neighbor in the neighborhood, maybe we would bake them something or make a card for our neighbor or something like that. That's usually what I think about with hospitality. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read this to you, and when this discusses hospitality and kind of what that means in relation to church and community at home. So I'm going to read this now, and then we'll kind of go through the next little points, okay? Okay, so we have read through the practicing the practice at home, and then we also kind of talked about all of the examples of ways that you can practice the practice at home, and we've picked a couple that we might try to do our own faith formation at home. So in general, what we read in this is that the general summary of hospitality is that we can look at hospitality as a faith practice. So being intentional and always authentic as we offer a genuine welcome to all God's people. So being caring, whether that means they're a stranger or they're a friend, someone you know really well or someone you don't know at all. And by doing that, we make all of God's people feel very worthy and equal, and that makes everyone feel very welcome, okay? And that's what we want to do. Even when we're not at church, we want to do that at home. And that's how this little handout is going to help us do that for this unit. So, since we read through each section, this also gives other families a chance to kind of see how we approach the practicing the practice at home handout. Sometimes it can get really overwhelming with that feeling of, how do I do faith at home? Or how can I extend this in our own home when we're very busy? It's hard to find time to kind of sit down together and really execute something. So these are great suggestions, and we thought we could blend a couple into our life. The first one being that at the very start, in the practicing the practice handout, at the very end, one of the examples and ideas was family conversation starters. So what we decided we were going to do is just cut that right out, and we're just going to leave it on the dinner table. This is usually where we keep all of our prayer booklets or things from Dig or events that we've gone to or things that have come home in some of the Ziploc bags that the faith formation team has put together. So we're just going to keep this family conversation starters on the second page of practicing the practice right here at the dinner table. And maybe like tonight, after when we're eating our dinner, we could talk about, the first question is, what do we do in our home to make a guest feel welcome? So that maybe that'll be our topic of conversation tonight. So we'll leave that there. And then when we looked through all the different examples, there was a couple that jumped out to me that I thought were easy to kind of have you guys participate in. One that stood out was one that we already kind of did this summer. We did a couple of experiments with faith formation. One of the ideas in Strangers to Friends was to gather in a park for a walk or picnic after worship to bring together families of all ages. Now, we did the scavenger hunt. Remember how we organized that with Joanne? And we met lots of new people
And we also
from church.
We also cared for them. We gave them hospitality
How
by
did we do that?
giving them snacks and drinks after they went on a
That's
walk.
that's exactly what we were just talking about.
Generous.
Totally, yes. So everybody felt, everyone had a really good time and got to know some new people. So that's something that we already kind of did. Maybe I'm going to plan another one. I'd love to maybe plan something for the fall time, maybe a walk at the Wildlands or something like that. So maybe that's something I can do. Something that you guys might be able to do is in the Speaking Up for Others, we are going to go to the website that they list here and look at some examples of different signs or messages that you could make to display at your house. So we're going to make some signs that are inspired by hospitality, that feel welcoming to people that maybe go by and they don't even know us, or they are strangers to us, but still if they see that message, they're going to feel welcome in this community, in this neighborhood. So that's the one that we thought was really simple, and I'm going to have the kids just do that while I'm making dinner. So that way it's kind of, we're multitasking, but we're still forming faith on a Sunday at home. And then there was one kind of that jumped out at us that we love to bake, and in the Service with a Smile, this one might take a little bit more planning, but we do have a connection with our neighbor that's a Life Flight nurse. We could do the one about baking or coloring for first responders, but that would definitely take a little bit more coordination and planning, and maybe we could pick like a weekend or something that we don't have much going on, and we maybe want to do that one together. Yeah? Yeah. So let's go finish looking at the examples, and we are going to give a little peek into you guys doing arts and crafts, and then hopefully everybody has a really great time practicing the practice at their home, and maybe this helped them, give them a little guide as to how they might be able to approach it. I think it sounds good. Okay, so we're going to look at the examples on the website that was in the Practicing the Practice handout. And do you want to read me the examples that you see? Cooper, why don't you read first?
You are our neighbors, no matter what. Let's be neighbors. You are our neighbors, no matter who you vote for, your skin color, your faith, or who you love. We will try to be here for you. That's what community means. Let's be neighbors.
Those are really welcoming messages. Now,
So some things we thought of.
yeah, what are our ideas? What are we going to put on your signs?
You are great.
That's awesome.
And then one I thought of was everyone is created equal. We love you.
And anybody that would walk by, whether they're a stranger or a friend, I think would feel very welcome or very comforted or taken care of if they see that. Okay, so let's get some arts and crafts up.